I don't trust people who lie repeatedly to me over the phone. I don't. He was acting guilty during a time when I had no indication one way or the other whether or not Turning Point people would be involved in a cover-up. And for clarity, I want to show you guys this as well exclusively, a still image of the much longer video I have that was shown to me of Charlie from behind. Okay, this is the video, and you can see what we have there. That's Charlie's necklace that's hanging. There's no blood on Charlie. There was absolutely no blood on Charlie. Not only did the bullet not go through, it didn't even cause any sort of destruction. And I follow that video until he goes down. There's nothing that we would expect to see from a 30-06. And again, I have a close-up of this. That's his chain. There's no question that what you are seeing there is his chain. And the only blood that I saw was blood in his hand, which was spurting forward, to be clear. This doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to the narrative. Doesn't make sense to anybody that knows anything about guns. It just doesn't. Okay, Charlie was in pretty good shape, except for where he had the wound on his neck that we all saw, the graphic video that we all saw that was circulated online. Now, I'm going to add here that another person who I do not trust at all, for many reasons, because one of them being he's a sexual deviant. He's also been indicted for crimes by the state of Arizona, federal crimes, for which he was recently pardoned by President Donald Trump. I think it's fair to assume that a person who commits crimes in the past might commit crimes in the future, or I guess allegedly committed crimes. I think those court cases are still moving through. I think that's a perfectly logical assumption that a person who's involved in doing the wrong thing might keep it up. A person that seems motivated by money, a person who factually was in debt and was having his payments garnished at Turning Point USA, who then blinks and becomes a millionaire working for a charity, might be a little bit shady. I think Tyler Boyer, it is a logical conclusion that he is at best a very shady character. I'm going to stand by that. 10 toes down. Now, because I was hyper-fixed on Tyler Boyer, I decided to ask Erika in person during our sit-down how she met Tyler. It was actually, I had 3 questions when I went in there that I wanted to get the answer to. That was actually my number 1 question, because I don't know much about the story of how Tyler met Charlie Kirk, and I now desperately wish that I remember, I could remember what Charlie told me about that. How did they get linked up? And I felt that me asking Erika that question, she might be able to provide a lot of insights to who Tyler Boyer was during the time he was with Charlie Kirk, why, maybe even before he was with Charlie Kirk, and why he got involved with Charlie Kirk. And of course, as we know, Erika knew Tyler for years before her and Charlie began dating, right? Both she and Tyler have been honest about that fact, particularly citing Trump's 2015 presidential rally as an event where the two of them attended together, right? Standing behind Donald Trump in Arizona at his 2015 July rally, which I should mention also her mother, Lori Fransvey, is in the background. So the 3 of them have known each other since at least July 2015 publicly. So I asked Erika how she met him. Her answer was that she met him at the 2015 rally because they were both standing behind Trump. And I immediately corrected her. I said, that's not possible. It's not possible because Tyler discussed knowing you already at the, if we're calling it funeral rally, do people, I don't even know if that's kind of what it was, like a funeral political rally. Tyler got on stage and he told the audience that Erika had called him asking how she could get involved, and that he then made a decision to put her behind Donald Trump. Here is Tyler making that statement in his own words at Charlie Kirk's memorial.
At his wedding, I told the story of talking Charlie into moving to Arizona. He was an adamant Chicago boy. I needed to break that. Selfishly, I wanted him to love Arizona because I had recently convinced him to move Turning Point USA to Arizona. It was a hard sell at first, and that was until I hosted the first Trump rally in Trump rally history right here in Arizona in 2015. I got a call from Miss Erika Kirk Miss Arizona 2012. I just want to help, she said. So naturally, I put her right behind the president at that first rally.
Okay. So she called, she said, I wanted to help, and he put her behind the president. So I'm sitting with her, and she doesn't remember how she met him, but she said that she would look back through old messages because, like me, she never deletes any of her messages. And she thought maybe, specifically, she said that they had a connection in politics via a senator or a congressman. That's what she said. Now, in hindsight, after that meeting, because I have continued to prod the narrative on Terrell and Tyler, I believe that's accurate. I thought, that's interesting. Who were the congressmen? Who were the congressmen that Tyler maybe knew? Well, I should tell you guys that Terrell Farnsworth and Tyler Boyer go back. They go way back. I'm talking generationally back, okay? Terrell Farnsworth's parents went to high school with Tyler Boyer's parents. They're all from Chandler, Arizona. And then Tyler Boyer and Terrell Farnsworth went to high school together. They graduated, it looks like 2 years apart from Gilbert High School. So these two are thicker than thieves. They are overtly political, obviously. In fact, at that very same Trump rally in 2015, Tyler Boyer introduces himself as the youngest chairman of the Republican Party. He's very involved in Arizona politics. And like he said, he's telling the truth. He was the reason that Charlie decided to put Turning Point USA's campus in Arizona. Charlie's from Chicago, right? That's where they first started Turning Point USA, in Chicago. Tyler has been driving this bus and, like I said, hiring the people around Charlie Kirk. Except for me. That really just, I was the anomaly. We really just met. And I wonder if it would have happened if, Tyler was there. Anyways, point here is that Tyler Boyer was very well acquainted, obviously, with Terrell on a familial basis. And he was very close with Terrell's family, particularly Terrell's uncles and cousins. Terrell's father is a man named Dwayne Farnsworth, and his first cousins are longtime Arizona Congressman Eddie Farnsworth. I believe he left office in 2022. And also his brother, Eddie's brother, is David Farnsworth. So just to reiterate that, you have Senator David Farnsworth. He's still in office. You have Eddie Farnsworth, who was the chairman of the state House Judiciary. And those two men are brothers and first cousins with Dwayne Farnsworth, who is Terrell's father. And they are extremely close to Tyler. In fact, Eddie has actually been sued in the past with Tyler. Like, they're on the same side. They are being sued together. You can go back and you can mine all of this. He has known that family for a very long time. Anyway, in 2014, Senator David Farnsworth introduced Erika's mother to the House floor with concerns over EMPs, okay? At the time, David Farnsworth was actually sponsoring the bill, a bill which would involve introducing Lori, who was then the CEO of G Tech Industries. And Eddie Farnsworth is also listed as having voted on this particular bill. They got it passed through. So the three of these people knew each other. Eddie, Lori, and Dave. And you can see here at the top, when you look at the members present, it says E. Farnsworth, Mr. That is Eddie Farnsworth. And then if you scroll down, if you see here, it's telling you who's sponsoring this bill. That is David Farnsworth. And it says that he became concerned about a potential for an EMP event a short time ago. And he got support from Congressman Trent Franks. And it then tells us that he introduced Larry Ginta, Chuck Lee, and Lori Francevy, the CEO of G Tech Industries. Larry Ginta, by the way, or Guinta, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is Erika's stepfather. So they've known each other. The Farnsworths, the Boyers, and the Francevys have known each other at least since 2014. On paper, we could keep looking and go backwards, but it is very likely, obviously, given how close Tyler Boyer is to these men, that they all knew each other going back to 2014. I think likely earlier, if I am being honest. I have an indication that it was actually earlier, but this is on paper. So let's stick to the facts. Anyways, Eddie Farnsworth is an interesting character because the year prior, in 2013, Eddie Farnsworth was, as I said, the chair of the House Judiciary Committee.